Hello, during this time, I read a message from the backstage of his house. Well, most of them are asking. Some questions related to interruptions? Well, let's mainly talk about this Wi-Fi interruption here. Take this RTL8188EE as an example. What about interruptions? One of it sends. In fact, it is a phased process. First of all, the driver needs to enter an acceptable interrupt and enter such a state of IFR technology. And then, let's use this interrupt transmission again. This approach has already been open sourced on GitHub. Well, in this way, we can send the interrupt out to enter the correct FR technology. That's the open source part. Needless to say, we are interrupted by this MFI because of the plan. So MF22, you can actually comment this out here. Okay. And we just need to send an MSI endpoint. Just open it here. Well, for this middle section. Why is that? The way they open sourced it. Here Mizerks they put together a bag by themselves. In fact, there are also friends in the background asking. So here's a brief explanation. This is the forked DNS. This chip of RTX7. It is for MSI or traditional endpoint plug. By plugging in this IP card, it can be automatically packaged. So we don't have to worry. There is no need to consider the address of this address. Or what is included. Well, this can be automatically issued. Yeah. But here's one more idea before I do that. Is this the interruption? In fact, it is like sending a data packet to an address. For this data packet BIMSER, it is written in this CFG configuration space. It's all here, it's all written. MSI-HR is different. It comes with an MSI-HR table. This watch is usually written in this handle. Well, here's a brief mention of this tease. You can continue to talk in detail if necessary. Well, keep watching this MSI middle section. What about after opening it? In fact, this sending process, it's just no problem. Mainly lies in how do we get it right into an SR technology. For this 81881 China technology, the function associated with the driver is this piece. What about this one? We can see the right value of Tarzan GG. Write the value. We just need to see which GG its GG is. Actually, it can. Well, let's take a look at this GG. Then it is to this closed register. Then write an XF. Then to a U write the clip too. And then like BC editors keep FMMA. The next one is here. Write the 58 calculator to a JF value as well. At this point it drives into a state in this reception. Then we use this open source method to this CFJS 7 o'clock SV. Here we send it here. Then it can be confirmed correctly. You can receive the shipment correctly. At this time, you will use the House 5 Skies or some similar tool to scan it. You will see that this HEME interrupt is correct. Well, language technology. Okay. There's nothing particularly difficult about this part, right? With Realtek's network interface card, external network interface card, it is indeed relatively simple. Okay. Just one more time, some other questions about this network interface card. There are also many people asking in the background. Of course, not that the 8180 network interface card. That may be asking about some other Realtek network interface cards. That is, similar to a static bar. Or a dynamic bar. Okay. I want to say, this static bar has only one concept in the market. It is actually a support for the original network interface card. Its value within $100 is all down. Just like this form, give it down directly. And this is where you put a little bit of it. Probably the driver can be loaded. Exit method. Well, it's easier. But it's very limited. Well, take this 8188 for example. Take this one. Some would say it's static bar. After putting it down, find out, this 81881 can also load drivers. Then use Mac. Well, what's the reason for this? It's him, it's a trick. It's not an authentic way. Okay, we can take a look at this Mac calculator of his. Only one red value. Let's take a look at the MAC ID of the color 610. At this 610. And then it directly undergoes a blood heating operation. And so we were at the pawn shop. We write the value directly here. We'll find exactly the MAC value of this driver. That's the value at 610. Well, it's actually a coincidence. Because not all coupons do this. For this R18E, it's a correct loading process. It was actually on a Mitsubishi calculator. In this calculator, he's doing some reading here. These are similar to some readings of some MAC values. Okay. Oh. In fact, this part's about dynamics one way at a time. What about dynamic this way? Yes, to use Linux, or some other tool to make one. A trace of the register. This part, I will wait for this part to say. Then I'll put out a separate video and talk about it later. Well, wow. There's nothing really to say. This backstage asked it friend. After watching this video, if there are any other questions, you can send it separately. Or I'll make a separate video. See where exactly you are interrupted. He won't send. Yeah, and this firmware, I will also subscribe for firmware in the future. Then students who need it can ask me to get it. Yeah. That's it for this video. See you all next time.